This is me planting oregano seeds. I thought oregano would come in more handy in my kitchen than flowers, but I wanted to give you a visual of how if we nurture a seed, it will grow. It's a pretty simple concept, but it applies to raising kids. I'll be back after hopefully the seeds sprout into healthy growth. Hey, remember those oregano seeds we planted? Well, here they are a couple months later. You might be asking, so what do oregano seeds have to do with raising kids? Well, it's really just a picture. It's a picture of how if we plant those seeds and nurture them, God will bless that effort and cause growth in our kids. Let me share with you a passage that talks about this. It's in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 6 through 9, and it says, I planted, Apollos watered, but God was causing the growth. We are God's fellow workers. You are God's field. Our kids are actually that field, and we can actually work with God to cause them to grow. Now, if your kids have limitations, you may be struggling with how much you try to nurture those seeds, but sometimes your child's condition makes it really hard to see the growth. I want to encourage you to continue to nurture those seeds. You know, it's not primarily physical or even academic growth that matters the most. What matters the very most is the growth of the inner person, the soul, you might say. Someone has said there's no such thing as a disabled soul. And C.S. Lewis said, you don't have a soul, you are a soul. You have a body. In my book, A Never Give Up Heart, I have a journal entry about my son Brad. And it preserves a little slice of our lives through this journal entry. Let me read it to you. This morning was really one of those mornings that really happen about a zillion times, but today I felt it more. I was grieving over something going on in our family which made me feel tearful. Brad is taking summer band, and the percussion section is at the top of some steep stairs. The good news is that the teacher said he could read music well, and could be a support to others. The bad news is that I basically have to carry Brad up the stairs while his new peers stare at him. He is about to turn 13, and like all 13-year-olds, is very sensitive to peer opinion. Anyway, when I returned an hour later, Brad was not playing his drums. I said to him in a rather threatening tone, "Why are you just sitting here when the others are playing?" A tear splashed down his cheek, and he said that no one had handed him the paper he needed when the music was passed around. When we got in the car, I, not Brad, fell apart. He said, "What's wrong? Why are you sad?" I said, "I'm sad because of a lot of things. But to be honest, I'm also sad that I have to carry you up the stairs and embarrass you in front of your friends. I'm sad that when you don't get a music sheet, you can't get up and get yourself one. I don't know if I've ever been that forthright with Brad, but for some reason today, it seemed the thing to do. I guess I felt like he knew anyway." Brad has been reading a study book called Boy Have I Got Problems, which is a youth Bible study on the book of James. He said to me, "Have you considered counting it pure joy?" I said, "No, actually I haven't." "Is that what you do, Brad?" He said that he tried to. Then he said, "Mom, what's a few steps and a piece of paper? That's nothing to lose joy over." I knew that I had been visited by an angel. No one could have convinced me to count it pure joy at that moment, except for Brad, who was the one taking it on the chin. That was a time when I planted a seed in the soul of my child. That is, I asked Brad to do a simple Bible study every day, and God took that seed and He nurtured it, and He brought growth in the soul of Brad that I never could have imagined. Now, you may have a child who has limitations and it makes it hard or even impossible to do something like have a Bible study. But in that case, simply read to your child. Read especially the Bible, but also read good literature and sit down and have fun and watch a good quality movie. And in fact, in the back of your workbook, you'll find a list of good movies and books that actually inspire growth in the soul of the child. These books and movies emphasize things like courage and forgiveness, perseverance, kindness, otherness, and making wise decisions. So plant those seeds, nurture them, give lots of support, and watch God work on the inner person of your child.